Hello students, welcome to the class. Our subject is Nursing Foundation and today we are going to discuss one of the important topic, biomedical waste management. Now before we deal about this biomedical waste management, let me explain what you mean by biomedical waste. So you must understand what is that. Now any waste which is produced in a hospital setup, it may be a human waste, animal waste, or it happened while doing investigation, diagnosis, or doing any lab procedures, or while providing nursing care, anything, whatever you do for your patient, whatever the outcome, that waste will come. Okay, that is called as biomedical waste. Now, biomedical waste, it means any waste which is generated during diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human being or animal, in research activities, or in production or in testing of biological or animal waste for which has come because of any procedures or any kind of similar establishment. So this is what called biological waste or biomedical waste. So please understand, whatever the waste, it is either related to human being or related to animals, because we use some animals for research work to identify or to invent or to develop any vaccines or medicines. We are using some lab animals, so that also waste now. Or human beings, like after surgery, after doing some nursing procedures, you're taking urine for urine culture, you're taking for blood investigations. See, these all are the products now, waste. Now these all are the waste, they are called as biomedical waste. Okay, next, biomedical waste management. Now you understood what all the biomedical waste, the way in which we are managing all these biomedical waste. We're using different techniques to resolve this problem of biomedical waste, then that is called as biomedical waste management. Now this is biomedical waste management is segregation, collection, transport, or disposal of this hospital waste. So what is that? You're collecting the waste, you are transporting that waste from your hospital to any other point. From there, they will dispose that waste. Now this process is called as biomedical waste management. Okay. Now, how we can categorize this biomedical waste? See, one thing, students, please note, you cannot dump all the waste in one single dustbin. Can't do that. It's a wrong practice what you're doing. If you're doing that, please stop. Now, thing is that you must understand the categories, how you can separate, how you can collect this waste in different sectors. Okay, that you must understand. So we are learning now categories of biomedical waste. Now here you can notice 10 categories. Category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Category 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 categories of biomedical waste. Please note down. You can note down while listening so that it will be easy for you to understand later on. Now, category 1 is a human anatomical waste, like human tissue, human body parts, human organs. Now, these all waste comes under category 1. Next, category 2 is animal waste, like animal tissue, animal organs, animal body parts, any bleeding parts, anything related to that animal, that particular animal being, then that is called animal waste, category 2. Category 3 is microbial waste or biotechnological waste. Now, for example, like anything you do in a lab, like you're doing urine culture, your sputum using for sputum test, you're using blood investigations. See, whatever you do, you're preparing some vaccines, you're using some bacteria for the diagnosis purpose, you're doing something which related to your microorganisms, microbiology and biotechnology. Any outcome, any waste comes because of all this process, that is categorized under category 3. Okay, then category 4 is sharp waste, like glass, your scissors, your needles, well, sharp syringes, blades. These all things comes under Category 4, sharp waste. Then category 5 is discarded medicine or cytotoxic drugs. Now any medicines, okay, it is expired, or when you open it has opened, or it has broken, or sealing is open, or something like that you detected in the medicine. Now that medicine is discarded under category 5. So category 5 is discarded medicine or cytotoxic drugs. Now category 6 is soiled waste. Now here, like any item which is contaminated with the blood, body fluids like linen, gauze, dressing pads, or any kind of bedding materials, this all comes under category 6, soiled waste. Now category 7 is solid waste. Category 7 is solid waste, like it is generated from the disposable items like sharp, like such as like tubings, catheters. Now rails tube you use, urine catheter you may use, or intravenous set you may use. Such kind of all solid waste will comes under this category. Then category 8 is a liquid waste, like which is generated from the laboratory, washing the clothes, or maybe in a laundry, or while doing a housekeeping work or kitchen work in the hospital. Whatever the liquid waste comes, that comes under this category 8, liquid waste. Then category 9 is incineration ash. Ash from incineration of any biomedical waste. So it is a incineration waste, category 9. And category 10 is chemical waste. Now these chemicals are used in production of biological disinfectant or insecticides. Now here whatever the chemical we use, that comes under category 10, chemical waste. So these are the important 10 category of biological waste. Please note, category 1 is human waste, category 2 is animal waste, category 3 is microbiology or biotechnological waste, category 4 is sharp waste, category 5 is discarded medicine or cytotoxic drugs, category 6 is soiled waste. Category 7 is solid waste like intravenous tube, rubber catheter, or rails tube. Category 8 is liquid waste. Category 9 is incineration ash. Category 10 is chemical waste. Okay. Now next is approaches of biological, sorry, let me start once again. Now next is approaches of biomedical waste management steps. Now how you can manage this waste? Now here you are able to identify in 2, 4, 6, 7 steps. Now step 1 is segregation of waste. Step 2 is collection of biomedical waste. Step 3 is storage of biomedical waste. Step 4, transportation. Step 5, treatment and disposal of this waste. Step 6 is safety measurement. Step 7 is coordination between hospital and outside agencies. Now we are following these 7 steps to do biological waste management or biomedical waste management. Okay, now let me explain. Step 1 is segregation of waste. Segregation means you're separating these waste. Now this work is done in the point where this waste is produced. Nurses, doctors, or lab technicians, anyone who does all this work, it is their responsibility that they have to segregate this waste. Maybe I can give an example. You look at in your home kitchen, you are segregating the waste, dry waste and wet waste. Then you are giving to the municipal corporation. Now same like that here, step 1 is beginning. It's not that after someone is coming to separate this waste. No, you are the right person. You are responsible to receive this waste, and that time only you need to separately put in different containers. So this is the responsibility of that particular categories, that they will segregate this waste. Step 1. Now step 2 is collection of this biomedical waste. How do you collect? Now when here you need to prepare different dustbins different container, so that in each different container we can put the waste. So this is the way how easily we can collect and we can segregate this waste. Now let me tell you, here we can make different categories how to collect this waste. Now human and animal waste you can collect in yellow color bag, yellow color plastic bag container. Then animal waste collected in yellow color plastic bag container. Microbiology and biomedical waste can be collected in yellow or red color plastic bag, any container, yellow or red color. Sharp waste that must be collected in blue color, white color, puncture proof container, because these wastes are very sharp. It may puncture that bag and container, others may get harm. So you should see that you're using a puncture proof container. Then category 5, in that discarded medicines or psychotoxic drugs that can be collected in black color plastic bag. Soiled waste that can collected in red or yellow color plastic bag or container. Then solid waste that should be collected in blue or white plastic bag container. Then incineration waste, black color plastic bag container. Chemical waste, black color plastic bag container. So here we are having different container box with a different color coding. You can keep a plastic bag, and you should see that each human waste has put each biological waste, animal waste or microbiological waste, sharp waste, whatever, it has to put in a right container. So this will be a collection process of your bag. Now each container should have got a label. You maybe know it, a biological waste management label. See, such label should be put in all the container bag, and it should be like even if you wash it, it should not go. So you need to clean all the container, always disinfect, so that when you wash, this label should not go. Okay. Then step 3 is storage of waste. You need to practice the right methods to storage this waste. Now any biological or biomedical waste in hospital without any treatment, you should not collect it beyond 48 hours. Each day you need to transfer this waste from the patient unit, so that you are able to maintain the hygienic in that environment. You need to disinfect all these containers in which we are collecting the waste. Okay, so this is a right method, the way you store the waste. Then transportation, that means from the point where you collected that waste, you are transporting that waste into a place where you are making a disposal. So you need to see that you need to have a trolley, wheeled trolley, so that you can easily keep the container on that trolley and easily you transfer. And you see that if it is in the ward, you don't take it in between this patient ward and all. Others should not get connected with this waste, whatever it is produced. Well, you need to maintain the timing. When the ward is very busy, doctor rounds are there, patients are very busy, nurses are busy. During that rush schedule, you should not transfer all this waste. So you need to maintain a timing, like where there is no a peak schedule. During that time, you can transfer this waste. So this is a 4th step of transportation. Now, next is 5th step. We are making a treatment, disposal of this waste. Now how we can give a treatment? Now here, the whatever the item collected in yellow bag, category 1, 2, 3, 6, like human waste, animal waste, microbiology, biotechnological waste or sharp waste, these all waste are treated incineration or deep burial. Incineration and deep burial. Now red bag, whatever you collected in a red bag, like category 3 and 6, microbiology or biotechnological waste or soiled waste, that can be microwave or autoclave treatment can be provided. For that you can give autoclave treatment. Then blue or white bag, whatever you collected, category 4 and 7, like sharp waste and solid waste, that should be sent to the shredder after autoclaving, microwaving and chemical treatment. First you need to provide autoclave or chemical treatment or microwave treatment to that. Then you need to transfer that to a shredder. Then black container, category 5, 9 and 10, whatever you waste collected in that black bag, like disposal medicines, psychotoxic medicines, incineration, ash or chemical waste, that should be disposal in secured landfill. So these all are the medicine should be disposed. Yeah, treatment is given, that is secured landfill. Okay, now these are the different treatment. What do you provide for this biomedical waste? Okay, then step 6 is safety measures. It's very important that all the point you need to maintain the safety measures, like nurses, doctors, whoever work in the hospital, they should aware about this biomedical waste and what all are the like chances of getting infection and disease, nosocomial infection in that hospital because of biomedical waste. So you need to have a gloves, you need to know, you need to aware about segregation of waste. Doctors cannot think that I am a doctor or I am a nurse in charge, I cannot dump all the waste together, so let akka will come and segregate. No, everyone should understand these safety measures. Or any sharp objects if you are handling, if you are discarding, so you must know that which container bag, puncture free, that puncture proof container bag you need to discard. Or any chemical you are using for chemical or any kind of treatment, you must aware that what all the harm you may get. So you need to take all the precautions when you handle this biomedical waste. Then step 7 is coordination between hospital and outside agencies. Now definitely, like hospital waste is transferred to municipal authority, or they may come and take your hospital waste, particular timing they will come, or else some waste you are handing over to the private agencies where they will deal with these disposal techniques. But thing is that you need to have that proper understanding, you need to have that proper communication, what time you will come, because you cannot dump all the waste in one place more than 48 hours, that may lead to some other problems. So you need to have a proper understanding with the agencies. So time to time they will come and they'll take all the precautionary measures when they receive or when they transfer this waste, so it's not accumulated beyond the time in hospital and create some other problem, health hazards to the patient and the workers, those are working there. So these all are the important steps in biomedical waste management. I would like to repeat the step here. Step 1 is segregation of waste. Step 2 is collection of waste. Step 3 is storage. Step 4 is transport. Step 5 is treatment or disposal of waste. Step 6 is safety measure. Step 7 is coordination between hospital and agencies. Now next is role of a nurse in hospital waste management. Definitely nurse play a very important vital role here. First thing is that nurse need to provide health education to everyone. What you mean by biomedical waste and what do you mean by biomedical waste management? Educate them regarding the different category of waste, color codings, which container they are to use, which container they need to put the waste. So everyone should aware about this human waste, body fluid, sharp, solid or soiled materials, everything they should have that informations. Also instruct all the employees, take all the universal precautions when you handle with all this biomedical waste. Also you should nurse has got the responsibility that maintain the record, like when the waste has taken out from the hospital, what time it is collected, you have to check all the containers are cleaned or disinfected, any workers are doing these works, whether they have an infection, they got any disease because of handling this, whether they are making use of all the safety measures or not. So you need to understand in detail how they are working and you need to supervise the work. You need to provide a proper health awareness program regarding the biomedical waste management. Also, you need to have a good coordination among the hospital and the agencies. See, there will be a particular infection control nurse or specialized nurse who work in that post. They need to maintain a good understanding or coordination between the hospital and municipal authority, municipal corporation or private agencies, so that it will be a easy going process in which you are disposing this hospital waste. So this is all about biomedical waste management. Please go through. You may have a book. Please read that so that you can write some more points and you can improve your answers. I have just given my best idea to write the answer. You can expect even 5 or 10 marks questions. So you need to know in detail to score good marks. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.